Hi, good evening, everyone. Iris, thank you so much for inviting me to speak at this event. Now, I want to be very brief.
Yeah.
This event is about this bill that will give retrospective effect to foreign appointments by the president and the ministers. And it appears to me that this bill was specifically targeted at the appointments that were held by Taman before he became the president. Otherwise, there was no need to retrospectively backdate it to the
Yeah.
14th of September, which was the day he was inaugurated as the president of Singapore. And a few things stand out to me. The introduction of this bill, ironically, suggests that the government knows that the holding of a foreign appointment by a president is wrong,
Yeah.
which is why they want to introduce this bill to regularize matters, all right, retrospectively. Now, I made a post a few weeks ago when this bill was first introduced. And this bill, I believe, was introduced only in November, all right? It had its first reading, I don't know, was it the 6th of November or something? And then I just heard from Iris that it's coming up for a second reading on the 22nd of November. Now, what is likely to happen at the second reading is that the overwhelming majority of PAP MPs will approve the bill and it passes and it becomes the law. Okay? Now, I do not know whether the WP and the PSP members, NCMPs, will oppose the bill. I hope they do, because
PSPS.
yeah, because there are fundamentally very severe flaws with this idea that the president or even the ministers can be part of a foreign body, all right, when they are holding on to public office in Singapore. Let me take the president. Let's not try and confuse the issues. Let's just take the president, what he stands for. My friends, if you examine historically the role of the president, what is the president meant to do? You see, in countries like England, Spain, they have the monarch, right? They have the king or the queen. And historically, the king or the queen has been the ruler of the country. Now, in many cases, that has evolved, and so many of the monarchs today are constitutional monarchs, which means they have to listen to the parliament, which is the elected body of the people. But let's not forget, even though they have to listen to the elected body, symbolically, they are still the personification of the state. Okay? We like to personify the state, because if you tell the person, oh, this is the state, without giving a face to it, people are a bit confused. Okay? But if you tell the people, the queen is the head of state, well, straight away people can see the picture of the queen or the king now, King Charles III, and they understand what you mean. Now, my friends, you transpose that, you fast forward that by a few hundred years. And since the advent of the republic, all right, many republics have now replaced the king or the queen with the president. So the president stands in exactly the same position as the monarch, all right? He is supposed to be the ultimate ruler of the country. That's why we call the president the head of state. Yes, he may have a government whom he has to listen to, and the government is headed by the prime minister. Yeah, but ultimately, the head of state is supposed to symbolize our country. Now, I think, first of all, it is demeaning the office of the president when we suggest that this person, when he's holding on to the office of the president, can also be a member of a foreign body, whether it is the WEF or whether it is the G30. Okay? I'm not going to say so much about the WEF. I think many speakers before me may have elaborated on it, and speakers after me will elaborate on it. I want to concentrate on the G30, of which Daman is the chairman. I don't know whether you know this, but he's the chairman of the G30. All right? The G30 is a group of 30 financiers, economists, academics who are or used to be very influential in policy making, all right, in terms of the finances of the world, financial policies, economic policies, and things like that. And they include many former governors of central banks, like Mark Carney, the former governor of the Bank of England. All right. I think Mario Draghi, the former ECB chief, Trichet, and people like that. Now, do you know, my friends, in 2018, the European Ombudsman launched a complaint against the European Central Bank, at that time headed by Mario Draghi, who was a member of the G30. And the complaint was that his position in the G30 compromised the independence of the ECB, the European Central Bank. I will raise the same argument against Daman. Every president in Singapore comes to the office proclaiming that they are going to be the unifying figure for our country, that they are above party politics, yeah? Which is why a president has to resign from any political affiliation before he or she stands for the office. How do you square that with the fact that you are a member of a body which has been accused of secrecy, not only in how it chooses its members, but also what is discussed behind closed doors? Nobody knows what the G30 actually discuss behind closed doors, all right? And I would imagine that if you are discussing about financial policies, financial regulations, a lot of that must be tinged with political arguments. And you cannot come and tell me then that you are above the political fray. All right? So I hope our opposition members, our NCMPs, will really question the government as to the wisdom of this bill. In fact, I think this bill is dreadful. It should be rejected outright. Okay? And it is demeaning to the office of the presidency because this person is supposed to symbolize the state.
Yes.
And how do we now tell the world, well, he's also a member of the G30? To me, they are totally inconsistent. And secondly, the point I have pointed out, the issue I've pointed out, goes directly to the conflict of interest, all right, between his office, which is supposed to be totally apolitical, above the political fray, and yet he's a member of this group who discuss things which I have no doubt are tinged, all right, with politics throughout. So, my friends, if I am in Parliament, I would vehemently object to this bill, all right? And I think it is unconstitutional.
Yes.
This bill is being proposed, and no doubt, due to the overwhelming PAP majority, will pass. That is all I need to say. I'm going to keep it short, and I will end my, address here. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mr. Lim.
Thank you.
Can I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Do you think my point about the fact that he should not, because the president currently, he's incompatible to the constitution, that he should not even sign any bill to basically vote for any
I
bill.
I think that is a legal point. That is a legal point which may have, much substance, because I think this, what is being proposed now is to regularize something that was constitutional. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm not even sure how effective this bill is. All right. And I also want to say one other thing. I am just shocked that he was even allowed to stand for election as president in the first place. I know, Iris, you tried to object to it. You were at nomination center on the 22nd of August, but you were not successful in, in filing a protest. But I am even shocked that the President Election Committee granted him a certificate of eligibility to run. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah. In fact, I think they should have disqualified him from running. Okay.
Exactly. They're probably hoping that none of us will point it out. Yeah. And and with their $1 million salary paying so much, how come they can overlook this? Okay. Yeah. Raymond, you have a question to ask?
Yes, I have one question to ask. I think although we are objecting to the bill, I think it will be successfully passed, but we were actually discussing, we actually still intend to sue the parliament subject to enough funds being collected.
And enough people supporting this.
Yeah. But I was thinking, like, on what angle do we sue? Because even when we sue, right, we are probably likely to lose also. But my point is that we still must sue. Granting got enough support. But I was thinking, right, in the case to improve our chance of success, I think we should sue the government in the sense, right, the action that we intend the court to take is to plow back 2-3 months of the president's salary. Do you think that there is some legal basis to plow back the salary from the president until the bill is passed?
I'm not going to give any legal advice in this session. All I will say is this: if a bill if an act of parliament is unconstitutional, all right, even though it has been passed by the majority in parliament, if it is unconstitutional, it can always be set aside by the court. All right. Yeah. So I leave you with this thought. All right. And I think if you do want to go and take any legal action, it really should be by way of judicial review. All right.
Yeah, but can the remedy seek by the judicial review, could it be like to plow back the salary of the president?
Yeah, but that's not enough for us, Raymond. That's one of the options, but that's not the one that I want. Okay. But I think Michael, you want to join the conversation? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, no, I already said my points.
Okay, bye, Mr. Lin.
I have to run
yeah,
now.
no. Okay, thank you, bye bye.
All of you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so you want on your video also, can, if you wish, Michael.
Oh, it's okay. I'll just try and reply that one a bit. I think Mr. Lim knows about this also. It says ruling on constitutional law can be applied retrospective and prospective lah. So he's right about that. But of course, it's not formal legal advice. We just know what we know lah. Yeah. Then,
I mean, retrospective bills are very, very dangerous. Okay.
Yeah, don't like retrospective either. So the reason why we have a codified constitution in the first place, not only to protect us, but also to prevent, in most cases, retrospective application. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, it's got a point, but as Iris says, insufficient. The idea is whatever lah. Yeah. I mean, whatever you wish to do, but as I said, I'm not here to give opinions. I'm just here to point out certain facts, definitions, and stuff like that. The opinion I think expressed by Tean is over and above mine. I mean, he's got his point there. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I want to.
I'm just saying, certain points that I made in the paper may actually be quite useful. Yeah. The fact that whether he acts for, with the WF or against the WEF, both are conflict of interest.
Yeah. Okay. with this, can I just put in the group chat? How many of you think that we should take legal action against Parliament for this ridiculous bill? Just put it in the chat group. Yes, no, whatever. Okay, but the thing is, we don't want to be the only ones acting, because like I say, it's a constitutional issue. If more people care about it, then we will do something. If people don't care much about it, then we can't do something, and like I say, I don't think that it should be a popularity thing. I don't think they should even be able to vote for it. You cannot vote for something that's, to me, illegal. Okay, in my view, it's illegal. Okay, so and because I made police report and stuff. Okay, so okay, with this, Ruben, got anything else to say?
Okay. I want him to refund his pay.
That's part of it, but not enough, because you can jolly well easily refund that. But that's not the point. Okay, the point is that I actually don't wish for this bill to be passed. It is too vague. Okay, and there's lots of loopholes, and there's a lot of questions, like even like it's mentioned just now, even the role of president, is it supposed to be political or not? Why is he, after being president, needs to stress us out about so many, need to stress us out with this constitutional bill? Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, but and at this point, I also want to encourage those who want to join our legal pursuit. Okay, Raymond talk about his the legal defense kit, the $50 product that you can get from us. Okay, I hope to get 3,000 people tomorrow. I'll be at Chinatown Point, Hans. I'll go there to meet anybody, but probably from afternoon. Okay, 2:00 onwards, Monday, Tuesday. I will put on my Telegram again. You can just follow me if you guys want to do something about the bill. I don't think we have very long to act, so we need to act soon. Okay, but like I say, enough support, then I will do it. Okay, but I intend to be there. And okay,